For my signature assignment, I'm doing oxytocin, the love hormone. Oxytocin is a hormone that promotes positive feelings similar to serotonin. It is one of the three happy feeling promoting hormones. It is produced in the hypothalamus, and its main function is to facilitate childbirth. The pituitary gland stores and releases it back into our bloodstream. And the hypothalamus is a part of the brain that controls key functions, while the pituitary gland is part of the endocrine system that makes and releases oxytocin and other hormones. Why is it called the love hormone? Oxytocin is called the love hormone because we produce it when we are aroused by our sexual partner. It is also released during childbirth and lactation. It can affect emotion and social slash cognitive behaviors, and levels may rise when hugging or kissing loved ones, as well as triggering a sense of love and protection. It is also released when cuddling and doing pleasurable activities. Um, its relation to childbirth. So during labor, oxytocin travels to the uterus and stimulates contractions, which allows the delivery to be carried out completely. Pitocin is a synthetic oxytocin, which is used by doctors in order to aid in labor, since it helps with the contractions that open up the cervix and allow the fetus to be delivered through the birth canal. In a study done by Ruth Feldman of Bar Ilan University, um, different levels of oxytocin in plasma of pregnant women during three different points of pregnancy were measured and compared. The 3 points were the first trimester, second trimester, and postpartum. The study found that women with higher levels during the first trimester bonded better with their babies, and overall higher levels throughout pregnancy led to more exclusive relationships with their baby. Some low levels of high, low, sorry, low levels of oxytocin have been associated with autism spectrum disorder and depression. Low levels can also increase anxiety and difficulty achieving orgasm. Abnormally high levels are called oxytocin toxicity, which is pretty rare, but it can create an overactive uterus and an increase in uterine muscle mass. And then production and secretion is controlled via a positive feedback loop. And an example of this would be through lactation. So lactation causes contractions in the breast that move milk through the breast tissue. For as long as the baby keeps feeding, oxytocin continues to release, which is why it is a positive feedback loop. It is one of the few hormones that has a positive feedback loop. And autism spectrum disorder. So, as stated before, low levels have been linked to people with autism. According to a study by psychiatrist Eric Hollander, adults with autism or Asperger's disorder that received an injected dosage of oxytocin demonstrated better recognition of emotional content for uh, get a given task, which promotes the idea that oxytocin may be useful in the treatment for autism. And standard findings also showed that there was a significant improvement of social behavior in those in autism who received intranasal oxytocin spray. And this information can be used to hopefully lead to future treatments for different psychiatric disorders or mental health. Why am I interested in this topic? I find the chemical activity of the brain to be very interesting, as we've learned throughout this course. I enjoy learning about how social interactions and behaviors affect mental health. Understanding how it works can provide benefits in psychology and psychiatry, which I think can be applied to everyone, even those without known mental disorders. I am directly affected by its functions, considering I am a woman, so I am very likely to go through childbirth in the future, and so knowing how it can be released and produced can improve my well-being. How it relates to my field of interest. My field of interest is a career in the healthcare industry, and oxytocin plays a major role in maternal care. Researchers are looking to study its potential role in psychiatric disorders such as anxiety, depression, and, as stated earlier, autism spectrum disorder. High levels are a sign of trust, empathy, and social bonding, which can affect one's overall well-being, which also link to overall health. It has been shown to reduce cortisol levels and help manage stress, and cortisol is the stress hormone. And better understanding of the hormone can lead to future improved methods of treatment and synthetic options. Why is it important to know about? Understanding the functions of oxytocin can better interpersonal relationships, introduce therapeutic practices, and develop new approaches to psychiatric disorders. It is a key component of childbirth and maternal care, but it is present in men as well. It plays a role in sperm movement and the production of testosterone. So even though it was mentioned about the release in childbirth and lactation, it is still relevant to males. And how to increase levels of oxytocin. Research has shown that it can be increased naturally through pleasurable activities other than childbirth and lactation. These activities may include exercising, listening to music, sex, kissing, cuddling, hugging, meditation, massage, and petting a dog.